As mentioned earlier today, a number of these marches or protests are being held throughout the country. You saw there several women and men who are allies gathering at Constitution Hill in Johannesburg. Patricia Basari watching much of the same really take place in Pretoria. We've also got a team for you at Northwest University and a team in Kimberley, all of which, of course, is meant to culminate with some kind of physical demonstration, for lack of a better term, at around midday, where we're told there's going to be an obstruction of traffic in some of these major routes in solidarity with people who've sadly lost their lives as a result of gender-based violence. I understand there's also a march being held at the Botanical Gardens in Emmarentia. As soon as we can, we'll certainly take you there to get you a sense of how things are going. But this is our live shot for you of some of these activists who have gathered there. Lopang Alamu is watching that leg of the story for us. I'm hoping you're able to hear us, Lopang. I'm not sure if I'm reading this correctly, but it seems there's been a bit of a snag in the plans that have been outlined by activists there. What's happening?
Ayanda, that's correct. In fact, what you're seeing right now are the activists and the supporters of the movement actually really just finding another spot to start that demonstration that's expected to start at 12, like you mentioned. We do understand they were meant to be inside, but there's some logistical problems here. In fact, we were also really not allowed to come in with our cameras, but I think after some much convincing, we were able to be stationed just outside where the main area for this demonstration was meant to take place. But these activists and these people said, you know what, it's fine. We will actually be stationed just outside of that initial venue. In fact, we spoke to some people earlier on, and a number of them raised concerns with the lack of seeing gentlemen here in solidarity with this movement. I've actually got Rain here, who is a gentleman who is actually here in support of this movement. Rain, if you could just join us here. Thank you so much for your time. We spoke earlier. Please talk us through the significance of this movement and why you as a gentleman are here.
I think it's very important, for the male species to be here. It's very important to show support, and it's very, good to see the males guys have rocked up. It's really good to see.
And do you have any personal stories to share? Do you know people who've been victims? And just talk us through that as well.
Yes, I do know quite a few women in my family that have been victims of abuse. So I thought, to take time off work is vital. And I'm here to show support for all the women in South Africa.
Thank you so much. Rain, one of the male supporters here today. We're also going to speak to Millie here to talk to us about the significance of today. In fact, earlier on she mentioned the fact that it is quite important to see men showing up in their numbers, and she's going to join us here as well. Millie, we spoke earlier. You were talking about the significance of this demonstration here today.
Yes, and I'm going to emphasize that it's so important for all of us to show up. It's so important in our capacity, even for those people who weren't able to come, who are maybe at work, just wearing your black, showing solidarity, retweeting, sharing on social media, showing up for us in numbers. It is so important for us to involve ourselves in the civil matters in South Africa, especially because this is affecting over half of the population of this country. It's so important for us to show solidarity and to be here, even if we ourselves have not been victimized. There's always a woman who has been, and so we need to stand up for her. We need to stand up for them.
Millie, thank you so much for your time. And as she moves out of that shot, we are going to give you some of the visuals. You'd notice some have brought their blankets, and really the color purple seems to be the color of the day, purple and black. You'd notice some of the hair is purple, some of the hats that they're wearing, and it seems quite a number of people have stuck to the theme. Ayanda, in fact, at 12 o'clock, we will be here to give our viewers those live visuals of that demonstration. We do know that the organization had pleaded with people not to go to work, to not basically do anything for 15 minutes. Now, this is in memory of the victims of gender-based violence, and we do know, and stats do actually say, Ayanda, that a number of these victims are actually victimized by people they know, and that's quite a note of concern where this particular crisis is concerned. Ayanda, we'll leave it here for now as we try and get more people to talk to, get more voices on this particular story. It's back to you in studio.
Absolutely. Lopang Alamu, live to us from Emmarentia Botanical Gardens. An important story we'll continue to tell throughout the course of the day. For now, thanks very much indeed.